Hey, I'm Jay Kumar, the BassBlaster, and this is your Seafoam Top 5 of the Week in Bass Fishing.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage.
Hold on, what? No, Gary, no, man. This is about bass fishing.
You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.
Okay, I mean, I'm actually going to think about that burrito deal, but not right now because it's about bass fishing, Gary. Number 1, keep it level. That's right, with all the talk about forward-facing sonar and fishing for suspended fish, even though that was going on way before forward-facing sonar was even a bun in the oven, the key deal is to keep that bait level. Now, obviously, I'm talking about minnow-shaped soft plastic baits on a jig head. This year, we had Gussie winning the Bassmaster Classic on the combination he found over years of trial and error to sit dead level. It's a Z-Man jerk shads on a Smeltonator jig head. He says it has to be straight and level to look natural enough to get bites, especially if it's just hanging there above the fish. Then we had Jacob Wheeler winning the Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour event on Lake Guntersville on the new Rapala Crush City freeloader minnow type bait on a jig head. Man, look at how straight and level that thing is. And then I'm gonna call out Matt Onum Robertson for finishing 10th at the Lake Champlain Bassmaster Elite Tournament because one of the baits he fished is the new Berkeley Power Bait Switch. It's a pre-rigged bait, and Matt says one great thing about it is it sits straight and level. He never has to worry about it when he just drops it over the boat or casts it. He says it also darts almost like a jerkbait when he pops it. So there you go. If you're gonna get after those suspended fish, it ain't great if it ain't straight. Number 2. It looks like we're slowly seeing more pintails on baits. I think the whole pintail thing, to my knowledge anyway, started off with the Tennessee bait company Hog Farmer and their spunk shad. Now that pintail is that tapered thin tail with like a little disc or bulbs or whatever at the end of it right before it tapers off. And they made that spunk shad mostly for bladed jigs and scrounger heads. And the action of that thing got it a real good rep for being a great bladed jig trailer, which is why Missile Baits licensed it and just came out with their own spunk shad.
The main way that I fish this bait is on the back of a Z-Man, jackhammer, chatterbait, any chatterbait. This thing works very well. That little pintail absolutely just flows on the back of it.
That pintail really helps that bait get some great action. Then Jacob Wheeler won the, as I just said, the Guntersville Bass Pro Tour with the new Rapala Crush City freeloader, which also has a pintail. He made it to be a bladed jig and spinnerbait trailer, but also to be a suspended fish and bottom fish bait.
But this bait right here has 2 main purposes for me in my lineup. I use it as, of course, like a freeloading rig is what I call it. Of course, like a Demiki rig, you could call it.
That's how he won with it at Guntersville, and that brings me to the third pintail bait I'm aware of, which is the Great Lakes Finesse Drop Minnow. It's only 2 3/4 inches, and it has that little bulb before the pintail like the other 2 baits. Why? A little different action, a little more action sometimes, a little less action at other times. Will we see more of them? I think so, man. Number 3. Japan's Kyoya Fujita got a lot of attention after he won the Champlain Bassmaster Elite Tournament, and everybody saw his electronics setup up close. Huge screens, a few transducers, and everyone focused on that. Well, Kyoya's a man of few words, but he recently said this interesting thing on Bassmaster.com. Sonar is not the only piece of equipment that contributes to my success. I have special rods and reels tailored to specific techniques and situations. Now, this is the key part. I won at Lake Champlain by just over an ounce per fish. And these little differences in equipment add up. Man, to me, that's a key point, and it's no doubt a mental calculation that all these Japanese guys make. Because bass fishing is tougher over there, and ounces matter huge. That's why so many finesse techniques come from Japan. So should you be thinking about an ounce here and an ounce there? If you're a tournament fisherman, man, number 4. Black baits. Should we be fishing more of them? Well, here in the Northeast where I live, black baits, specifically black worms, have always been a thing. One of my favorites is the 10-inch black power worm, Berkeley power worm, but any black worm will do fine, even in clear water. I know black plays in other parts of the country too, but should it be fished everywhere? I was reading the book High Percentage Fishing Again by Josh Alwine, where he took about 40,000 data points and crunched them and came up with some interesting info, including this. Variants of black, particularly black blue for big bass, accounted for 30% of all catches, more than twice that of any other color. Whoa, that's a big statement. But I guess it makes sense since we have black salamanders, black snakes, black crayfish, black bluegills, and even black bullfrogs. When's the last time you fished 100% black bait during the day that wasn't a topwater? Maybe it's time to fish more black. Black jigs, black crankbaits even. There's only one way to find out, man. Number 5.
Intercepted! Wow! Travis Hunter!
All right, if you're a college football fan, and even maybe if you're not, you know about Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes beating TCU and blowing the minds of just about everyone. After that game, Coach Prime was saying his two-way player Travis Hunter was a candidate for the Heisman. Okay, but did you know one of the ways Prime successfully recruited Travis was through their shared passion for bass fishing? Yep, they both bass fish. In fact, I saw them both at a function that Academy Outdoors put on at Lake Lanier, Georgia before the 2022 Classic. It just goes to show us all once again that bass fishing is a powerful force. Anyhow, when Deion says this,
Baby, I ain't hard to find.
he probably means he'll be whacking them at the local golf course ponds. That's all I got for you this week. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Seafoam. Go to BassBlaster.com or .rocks to sign up for the juicy BassBlaster email. See you next week. God bless you.